Okay, so it's day one. I changed my mind. I'm going to do the polyphasic dual core schedule. That's what you're looking at now. I'm going to tell you where I think I went wrong when I tried this a couple of years ago. And I've got some notes here in front of me. Yeah, so just change my mind. Why not try it? I feel like I want to do this again. So, what are you looking at here? So, this is when I was documenting this on a spreadsheet a couple of years ago. Anything in yellow is when I slept under 7 hours. Red is over 7 hours. Green is under 6 hours. I think what I learned from this is I think at this moment in time and maybe forever, I don't know, I just do better when I get at least 6 hours. Trying to cut this back by shortening the core or doing the everyman three, the trade-off is just not worth it. Getting an extra hour of time is just not worth it. I find that I lose a lot in terms of creativity. So it's fine if your job is just like a routine, like something that doesn't require creativity, you could probably get through it. But when I'm sat here in the middle of the night trying to come up with creative solutions, it's just not there. So the trade off isn't worth it for me. Attempting those kind of schedules, I just screwed myself over. Everything was just, it just became very wobbly. Okay, there was no stability, which brings me to a couple of points I want to make in this video is I found there is a stability that comes with routine. And I don't know whether it's a placebo effect because I've heard people say it, go to bed at the same time, wake up at the same time. And there's definitely something to be said about that. I almost felt like a bit of a machine, but in a good sense that when my head hit the pillow, I knew I was guaranteed to fall asleep. Now, partly is because I was extremely tired, and we'll see how it pans out this time round. I'm hoping it's going to be better. um, but yeah, look, it wasn't all bad. I felt very stable. Look, guys, I'm not going to talk. I'm not going to talk up polyphasic sleep. If it doesn't work, I'm going to share with you. Hey, guys, this is not working. I have no enthusiasm for this anymore, and it just doesn't work for me. So we'll see how it goes. So anyway, but that being said, I did find that it was easier. Let's put it that way. When I have go to bed at the same time, wake up at the same time. So I'm going to be very strict about getting to bed for my second core at 6 a.m. and taking this nap. I wasn't very disciplined over the nap. I think you'll find a lot of times you see here where I'm not taking the nap. So I'm going to make sure, even if I don't sleep during it, I'm going to take it because I think the light sleep does help. Okay, I got that one out there. So the other thing I wanted to talk about is bookending my mornings and my night. So that's creating some routine around morning and night. So I have a nighttime routine. I make dinner around about 5:30 p.m. Obviously, and then after dinner I study for an hour. Then I'll watch some Netflix. Right now I'm watching X-Files. And then I'm usually upstairs at 9 p.m. to do Qigong and candle focus. In bed by 10, lights out by half 10. Doesn't always pan out that way, but I have a tracker on my phone. So when I do those things, I get a check and that keeps me accountable. You get like a streak going and you don't want to break the streak. So but yeah, there's something to be because now here's the thing I've written down here: schedule, no schedule, discipline versus flow. And after I did all this, I did it up until August, and then I just didn't want to do it anymore. I stopped doing my Pomodoros, so I do 50-minute Pomodoro blocks. It's just a 50-minute chunk of work basically, and I stopped doing that and I just did complete flow. And then I was kind of all over the place. I enjoyed it at first. I was going to sleep when I want, waking up when I want. Sometimes I'd go to sleep at 3 a.m., wake up at 10 a.m. And but now that just go back and watch yesterday's video. I feel like I'm over rested right now. So yeah, morning times. The only thing I need to do in the morning is to make sure I do my qigong. So the way I have been able to be disciplined with the qigong and the candle focus is I just say just take 3 deep breaths, and I get on my mat. I take 3 deep breaths because I can take 3 deep breaths. Okay, like there's no excuse as to why I can't take 3 deep breaths and at least light the candle and just sit there for a few seconds. And I do that, and it's like, well, I'm here now. Once you've got the ball rolling, it's easier to keep it going. So that really works for me. I just say, take 3 deep breaths. Wake up in the morning. My brain really just wants to get stuck into it. My brain doesn't really want to stand still and do the breathing. And so I interject. Come on, man, just take 3 deep breaths. And morning time is still a challenge. Sometimes like, nah, man, I just want to get stuck into it, and I don't do it. So I've got to work on that. But yeah, bookending morning and night. The reason I say bookending morning and night, because trying to schedule everything in the day, it just doesn't work for me anyway. And then I get all upset with myself. It's like, oh, I said I would go to the gym at 10 and I've not done it. And then, you just get down on yourself. So the other thing I think I went wrong is during this attempt, I was eating in the middle of the night. I think I felt like it was helping me to stay awake by eating, but I put on an extra stone and a half, and it took a long time to lose that stone and a half. It took about 8 months, 8 or 10 months to lose that. And so last night or this morning, I didn't eat, and it was okay. I did make a green tea. Maybe we'll get into caffeine in another video. I did quit caffeine, but green tea, it does have caffeine, but it's different to coffee. But yeah, I fasted, woke up at 20 to 8. I went to the gym, and then I broke my fast when I got home from the gym. So during, so just on fasting, so what I understand about it anyway is that hunger signal is just your ghrelin hormone. And when I think about it in those terms, I'm sat there, it's dark, it's, maybe I'm cold and I'm thinking I'm hungry. It's just my ghrelin. That's what I say to myself. Oh, it's just my ghrelin. And because it comes in peaks, so like you get really hungry and then you're not hungry. So I look at it as just a suggestion to eat. And look, I'm in I have food. I'm not in I don't know starvation. So, because you can get a little bit, oh, I'm starving, I need to eat. It's chill. Okay, get a grip. So yeah, I'm not going to attempt to cut this back. I'm just flowing with my excitement right now. I kind of touched on that on the last video, not trying to figure out the how. Because when I try to figure out the details is where I get stressed. And so this is what works for me, my philosophy. Well, it's not mine. I learned this from other people, from other channelers and, all different sources of information, right? The reason I don't like share my sources is because it turns out that can sometimes be a bit of a turn off for people. So I'm just putting this out there because it's what works for me. So what works for me, if I think about the details of the how am I going to build this business? How am I going to get there? When I get bogged down with the details, I get stressed, and that's my cue that I've taken myself out of alignment. When I'm in that, where are the clients going to come from, and how are you going to do that? And you know nothing about this, and how long it's going to take you forever to learn that. That takes me on a downer. That's my cue to say I'm out of alignment, and I'm mindful of when I'm thinking that way, and I just think, okay, look, what am I really excited to do? And when I give myself the freedom to do what I'm excited to do with integrity, I don't want to, if I've agreed to show up at work at 7 a.m., I've made an agreement, I need to stand by my word and follow through with that. I'm not saying I'm just not going to show up for work because it's not my excitement to. We have responsibilities, but when I give myself that freedom to follow my excitement, gets me in the groove. And then it points me in the right direction as to what I really need to focus on doing. Again, it's a balance between flow, discipline, and a little bit of schedule, but not too much. I'm going to pivot at times. It's really about being honest with yourself. Learning to be, okay, I'm bullshitting myself here. I said I would go to sleep at this time. Is my ego just kind of trying to talk myself into thinking it's okay to? I think you get the gist. All right, turned into a little bit of a long one, but I wanted to elaborate on a few things in this video. So let's see how this goes. I woke up at 3 a.m. I have this light. It's an alarm. It doesn't make a sound. It just gets brighter and brighter. So by the time I woke up at 3 a.m., the room was really bright. I felt great. Felt really clear. Felt great. I have this special alarm, a sound alarm. We'll get into that later. But yeah, so switched off the blue light and put on the red lights. If you know anything about polyphasic sleep, you'll know that it's best to have a dark period. This period here is the dark period. So you want red light during this period. You don't want blue light. Blue light is going to tell you to wake up. So yeah, anyway, that was it, guys. Hope you got something from that. I'll keep you posted and catch you in the next video. Take it easy. Peace.